I'm Cheryl Jules, Nicole's aunt. Joe Biden said the withdrawal from Afghanistan was an extraordinary success. An extraordinary success. Look at our faces. Look at our pain and our heartbreak.
Sorry about that, kids.
That was not an extraordinary success.
I don't know why they dropped my stream.
The humiliation of our nation
Everything
was
was
not
great.
an extraordinary success.
And it just went away. Sorry about that.
Joe Biden may have forgotten that our children died, but we have not forgotten. Donald Trump has not forgotten. Joe Biden owes the men and women that served in Afghanistan a debt of gratitude and an apology.
Ouch. An apology, man.
Donald Trump loves this country and will never forget the sacrifice and bravery of our service members. Join us in putting him back in the White House.
I'm Alicia Lopez, and this is my husband, Herman. Our son, Corporal Hunter Lopez, whose name Joe Biden has refused to say out loud, was killed on August 26, 2021. He died during Joe Biden's disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. Hunter was 22 years old and planned to come home to California after his tour to follow in our footsteps. Herman and I work for the Riverside County Sheriff's Office. And our family has a tradition of service in law enforcement. Hunter was excited to carry it on. Instead, in the nearly 3 years since Hunter's been gone, there has been silence. Silence from that empty space at the dinner table, where Hunter would have joined his brothers and sister and us for family gatherings. And there has been a deafening silence from the Biden and Harris administration. Despite our pleas for answers and accountability, they have pushed us away and tried to silence us. The Biden administration has not owned up to the bad decisions. They have not been transparent about their failures. And their so-called leaders work to protect themselves rather than our sons and daughters who took the oath to defend our country.
Thank you. When Hunter and the other service members' bodies were returned to the U.S. in Dover, Delaware, Joe Biden met the plane. But he made the occasion more about his son, lost to cancer, than our sons and daughters, lost on his watch. Worse than that, he has never said their names out loud. And during last month's debate, he claimed no service members have died during his administration. None. That hurt us all deeply. So Alicia and I are here to say the names of all 13 service members who lost their lives all 13 service members who lost their lives at Abbey Gate. David Espinoza. Nicole G. Taylor Hoover. Ryan C. Knaus. Riley McCollum. Dylan Marola. Kareem Nakui. Dagan Page. Johanny Pichardo. Humberto Sanchez. Jared Schmitz. Maxon Sobiak. And my son, Hunter Lopez. Joe Biden has to go. He failed the American people. He failed the Afghan people and our military service members. He failed our family, and he failed Hunter. Donald Trump has a proven record of keeping the peace and honoring those in uniform. All of us on this stage recognize the efforts of Mr. Trump. We know this firsthand. We've experienced it. Whenever we've met with him, he has demonstrated compassion. He has joined us on our mission for answers, and he has given hope to our extended Gold Star family.
Now, we have another son serving in the Army. And we do not trust Joe Biden with his life. We have faith that Donald Trump to lead our military. Please join us in supporting Donald Trump for President and Commander-in-Chief.
Wow.
While campuses struggle to get control of their students, at UNC Chapel Hill, they are bringing
Gold Star families talking about the loss of their loved ones in Afghanistan during the drawdown and pullout. Really a poignant moment as people on the floor were clearly moved by their personal stories, chanting things like "never forget" and then saying the names of those service members who died in Kabul. And then Joe must go. Let's go to J.M. Rieger for more on what happened when Biden did end the war in Afghanistan, something that many presidents had pledged they would try to do. This was one of the tragedies that ensued as part of that chaotic pullout. Tell us more, JM.
Yeah, Libby, this was definitely one of the low points of the Biden presidency. Then the Biden administration repeatedly made incorrect predictions about how the withdrawal in Afghanistan would go when Biden announced that spring in 2021 that they would be pulling all U.S. troops out of Afghanistan. It's worth noting that that deal that Biden was adhering to was a deal to withdraw troops that was negotiated between then President Trump and the Taliban that had a May 1st, 2021 deadline for all U.S. troops to be withdrawn from Afghanistan. Biden then extended that. But, you know, Biden in April of 2021 said, quote, "We will not conduct a hasty rush," end quote, to the exit, suggesting that it would be orderly. And we all know what happened. And when he was asked in August of 2021 about the withdrawal, he said, "I don't know how we would get out," quote, "without chaos ensuing." So they tried to sort of reframe things, and the National Security Council, after the fact, said that evacuations from Afghanistan should have begun sooner than they did. The U.S. left billions of dollars of military equipment there. A lot of Afghans who helped the U.S. over the course of the war were left behind. Some of them are still waiting to get into the U.S. So it became really a mess, and in a lot of ways, and we're seeing this now, has become sort of a political football, if you will, for both parties to point to failures. Democrats will point to the Trump negotiation, and Republicans will point to how chaotic this withdrawal was. Libby.
Thank you, JM. You know, James, the family said an especially painful thing for them was when Joe Biden mistakenly said in the debate that no service members died during his presidency.
It was a low point of the debate, and Afghanistan was a low point of his presidency. If you look at the chart of Biden's approval rating after Abbey Gate, it never recovered.
Yeah, man, I dropped. I don't know what the hell happened.
It dropped off. Terry McAuliffe has said that the reason he lost the
this is happening like the stream is more stable now.
Tanked after that, and I say that because right now Glenn Youngkin is standing. Mike Johnson's standing in between Trump and Glenn Youngkin.
I don't know.
Glenn Youngkin won that race because of Afghanistan, and
I'm trying. Man.
It was gut wrenching to watch that. I mean, that was one of the more powerful moments, and also. The meeting where Biden met those parents, the last time he saw them at it was the dignified transfer ceremony at Dover. It didn't go well at the time. We know at the time that Biden sort of gave this long talk about his own son, and he clearly was trying to connect with them, saying, "My son, Bo, also passed away." But the families, even at the time, were saying it felt like he was focused more on his own son than our son, and we heard that tonight. And I mean that is just, I mean, it was painful. It's very sad to watch, and I think it's memorable.
Disconnected president.
Maeve, I just wanted to ask you, we were talking earlier about who
Trump
is surrounded by up there.
RNC, man.
People like Glenn Youngkin, Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, Marco Rubio's up there right next to him. What does it mean to get a spot?
We just try it, man.
Presidential family
Keep throwing stuff up
at
against the wall. We'll
like
see if it's going to stick, right?
Well, it's huge, and the images that you see all the cameramen below the box shooting up there. Those images of Rubio and Trump sitting together, Youngkin and Trump sitting together. We will see those in 2028. if those men
already, are you?
It's like a miniature woman.
Absolutely. If they run again, I mean, I think what's so interesting is that, when Youngkin was running for governor in Virginia, he really had to keep.
Can you imagine sitting across from that at the dinner table every day?
Not too much, but he would dodge questions.
Hello,
about
honey.
him.
How are you? It's so good to see you. Hi, how are you?
Independents and conservative Democrats that he was his own man, and that was a big part of his appeal. And so it was just really, it's remarkable to see him sitting next to Trump tonight, because he will need that credibility. He's dropped out. He's not running in Virginia again, but he'll need that credibility within the MAGA base. So just sitting next to Trump is something he can take with him into the next presidential campaign.
And what did you make of the speeches?
It's like sandpaper on my brain every time she talks.
Or former Trump critics, from Marco Rubio to Nikki Haley to Ron DeSantis?
I mean, I think that last night was, Haley was really gracious in her speech after that very bitter rivalry that they had. She had said she was going to take a step back from politics after everything that she went through. So it was a big moment tonight, last night, for her to come forward, extend an olive branch to those supporters who wanted something different, saying, don't just focus on his language, you can disagree with him, but really focus on President Biden's performance right now and the choice that you're making there. Ron DeSantis' speech was much more about his own credentials, kind of showing off in front of this crowd. It was a lot of lines that we heard from his stump speech when he was running for president. It was like he just
a flashback.
Broke out the speech again. So, it was less of about making the case for Trump, I think, and more about his own future, whereas Nikki Haley took a really different approach.
So right now we're hearing in the background Donald Trump video that we've heard 3 times now, James, about voting.
Or Trump urging people to vote by mail. He's saying we're never going to let what happened in 2020 happen again, but in order for that,
ironic
it
after
is.
sowing so much distrust in the voting process and the reliability of early voting.
Well, he clearly, he's doing this delicate thing where he's saying the election was rigged without quite saying it. He's saying, all this horrible stuff happened. You have to vote by mail so that we can win, and then we're never going to let that happen again.
But it's also so fascinating because he's had so many people in his ear about this, trying to get him to this place where he embraces, every kind of voting that you can do. One of those people we've heard, I did a profile with Kara on Laura Trump, who's now the co-chair of the RNC this week, and she has been one of those people that has really been in his ear, pushing him to understand how important this is and to kind of get the right message that aligns with what the RNC wants.
Let's head back to the stage to hear the next round of speakers.
First generation American. I am a proud Orthodox Jew.
These people are useless, like tits on a boar hog,
5 months
man.
ago, I am the proud plaintiff suing Harvard University for its failure to combat anti-Semitism.
Were you gonna try and kill me, Waz? You're gonna try and kill me, aren't you?
I came to Harvard to study religion, the foundation of Western civilization.
I've got plenty of alternate personalities and personas and shit, but man, you are going to kill me.
My problem with Harvard is not its liberalism, but its illiberalism. Too often students at Harvard are taught not how to think, but what to think. I found myself immersed in a culture that is anti-Western,
My friend,
that is anti-American,
that's a wonderful
and that is
idea.
anti-Semitic.
Financing is my only problem. I would do this
After
shit
October 7th,
all
the world
day
finally
long,
saw
all night long.
what I and so
I would
many
collapse
Jewish
into bed
students
for 4
across this
hours of
country
sleep
experienced
and broadcast
almost
all
every
day
day.
long if I could get paid for it.
When I planted 1,200 Israeli and American flags on campus, they were all vandalized within 24
Oh,
hours.
I get it. I'm talking big picture here.
I was harassed by my peers merely for being a Jew and have received countless death threats online.
I thought you would get
Students
threats from being
and
gay, kind
professors
of gay,
have
no?
openly called for new Hamas-style attacks against the United
It's a
States.
Jewish thing? It's a Jew thing? Okay. I thought it was because
And
you're kind of
perhaps
homo.
most damning, when Hamas terrorists butchered 45 American citizens on October 7th, when they took 12 Americans
Man, you're talking
hostage,
Daily Wire,
Harvard refused
like,
to immediately
size stuff,
and
man. You're talking
unequivocally
big shit right
condemn
going on right
this
now.
atrocity. My fellow Americans, the anti-Semitic bigotry, unfortunately, extends far beyond the universities. Although I
Yeah, the
once voted
stream
for Bernie
dropped.
Sanders,
I don't know what's going
I now
on.
recognize that the far left has not only abandoned the Jewish people, but the American people.
It's probably the algorithm boogeyman.
The Democratic Party, the party I registered to vote for the day I turned 18, has become ideologically poisoned. And it is this poison, it is this corruption that is infecting far too many young American students.
Not a damn
Let's be
thing,
clear.
man.
The far left's anti-Semitic extremism has no virtue, and the radicalism on our campuses and on our streets has no moral legitimacy.
Left is a poison.
Sadly, the far left-wing tide of anti-Semitism is rising. But tonight, we fight back. I am proud to support President Trump's policies to expel foreign students who violate our laws, harass our Jewish classmates, and desecrate our freedoms.
All my homies are back, man.
Let's elect a president who will instill patriotism in our school once again. Let's elect a president who will confront terrorism and its supporters once again. Let's elect a president who recognizes that although Harvard and the Ivy Leagues have long abandoned the United States of America, the Jewish people never will, because Jewish values are American values, and American values are Jewish values. God bless the United States.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe Jewish values aren't the same. Who knows?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the parents
The rise
of
of
an American
Zionism,
hostage
right?
held in Gaza, Orna and Ronan Nutra.
Well, you should be. That's the only way to make sense of any of this is to partake heavily.
Our son, Omer, is an American citizen. For 285 long days and nights, Hamas terrorists have been holding Omer imprisoned in tunnels underneath Gaza. Omer, which is a biblical name and means in Hebrew the first crop.
Very, very complicated situation.
He was born in New York City.
I am not
1
a
month
Zionist,
after 9/11. 8 months pregnant.
but
I walked across the Queensboro
we
Bridge
should support
towards home
Israel.
that day.
I'm not
And
quite
here
sure we
we
should be
are,
free of
23
charge
years later, and he's the
arming
victim
them
of
all the
another
time.
vile terrorist attack. Let me tell you a little bit about my son.
And no, Palestine does not
He's a
exist.
connector. He's an extremely social person. He loves sports.
I mean,
In
if you
high
want to just
school,
go
he was
with the whole
captain of the
leftist
soccer
idea
ball,
about
volleyball,
indigenous
and
peoples,
basketball teams.
okay, the Jews were there first. Shut up, go away. End of story. Jews were there first. Like, documented. Go away.
And
We
he
got
cares
the
deeply
receipts.
about others
We got the paperwork.
and about helping them grow. He turned 22 on October 14, 2023. And instead of celebrating with us and with his friends, he spent his birthday as a hostage of Hamas terrorists. Imagine, over 9 months, not knowing whether your son is alive, waking up every morning, praying that he too is still waking up every morning, that he is strong and is surviving.
I've always liked BB, but
I
only
recite
because of his
Psalm
cult of
23 in
personality.
his merit every
Right.
single day.
Very charismatic guy.
גם כי אלך בגיא צל מוות, לא ארערה כי אתה עמדי. I walk through the shadow of the valley of the shadow of the death. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home.
Yes, we do need to put America first.
During
You're
the
right.
brutal October 7 attack
Absolutely
on
right.
Israel, over 1,200 people were slaughtered. Of them, 45 were American citizens. Where is the outrage?
We spend way too much money on other countries.
Where is it?
Ukraine is a whole other money
This was
pit.
not
Biggest
merely
money
an
laundering
attack on
operation
Israel.
in human
This
history.
was and
More
remains
corruption
an
than you
attack
could possibly
on
imagine.
Americans.
And I'm sure
Omer
the Israeli
is one
conflict
of
is
8
similar.
American hostages and one of 120 hostages still left in Gaza. Citizens of 24 countries and 5 different religions, still held by Hamas, denied basic human needs. Their lives threatened every day. President Trump
Remember when we
called
used to
us
tie a ribbon around a
personally
tree,
right after the
like a
attack.
yellow ribbon, until the hostages came home? What the fuck, man? We don't do that shit anymore, do we?
with the American hostages.
It's like we
need
forgot
our
about them,
beautiful son
essentially.
back.
I mean, we hear
And
about
we
them at their
need your
RNC, but
support.
what the hell, man?
We need your support to end this crisis and bring all the hostages back home. Them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home.
Omer, we love you. We won't stop fighting for you.
Say it with us. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Thank you, everybody. God bless Israel and God bless America.
The financial system is absolutely
Parents of
not
American
sustainable.
Still held by Hamas. I mean, ironically, James, Joe Biden's staunch
The
support
service
of
on the
Israel
debt
has been
is
something that
unbelievable.
some Democrats say has gone too far because he's been unequivocally supporting Israel and Bibi Netanyahu. You know, some of that has changed in the last months, but the hostage families are trying every avenue they can to come to some resolution and get their.
I just want the
Yeah,
conflicts
and
around the
say these
globe
aren't Israelis,
stop.
These are Americans,
Yeah.
8 Americans.
And I believe that
out of
Donald
120
Trump can do
hostages.
that because he's
It is
very
really striking. This is
transactional.
another illustration and a powerful one, a moving one.
He doesn't think
Parents
like
talking about
most
their
leaders
child
do.
Being held hostage for 285 days.
Man, the Abraham Accords, holy shit. If anybody deserved a fucking Nobel Peace Prize, it was Donald Trump.
Are united on this.
Period.
There's not a lot
And they
of
wouldn't give it to him.
non-pro-Israel
And
sentiment.
nor
The GOP,
did Melania graced the covers of Vogue.
Netanyahu's criticized even by Israelis,
Strike
saying
the
he's not
pose.
doing enough to bring back the hostages and negotiate something to get them freed. So while there may be unity in this room to support Israel and pro-Israeli policies,
Modern monetary theory sucks.
Totally, and they weren't.
It's all made up, just like fucking leftism.
Exactly, it's kept simple at a level where I think the Republican base is
Yeah,
would- I
we
think they would
fucked
write a
up when
blank
we
check
left the
for
gold
Trump if they would
standard.
Support Israel unconditionally. It is one of those things where it is an open question about Trump because.
But it's
Trump
just a
has made
litany
different
in all of the
comments.
things that we
Right
let
after
go
October
of.
7th, he said it was really
We
smart.
said, well,
He was really
this
smart
thing
about
isn't
how
so
they
much, and that
attacked,
thing isn't so much, and that thing isn't so much, and all of a sudden we're like,
sort of
what the fuck?
actually
We're
said
standing out on the front porch. All the
great
locks have been
surprise
changed,
of
and it's not our house
Israel.
anymore.
He's
Right?
been critical at times of the war effort. Other times he said they have to finish the job and get this over with.
Oh,
He's
God.
promised to end the war.
That made the Nobel Peace Prize a total joke when Obama won the Peace Prize. And even Obama himself was shocked that he got it. Yeah, but why? Well, because he didn't earn it. He didn't do shit. It's like, what? You're the first black president. You need the Nobel fucking Peace Prize. Well, okay.
Frat boys from the University of North Carolina. There were some protesters at the UNC Chapel Hill. And
Oh,
they,
Burl Ives, man.
protest took
Santa
down
Claus
an
is
American flag. They lowered the
coming
US flag
to
and put up a
town.
Palestinian flag. And these frat guys went and
Silver and
pole
gold,
and put the American flag back
silver
up
and
and defended
gold.
the flagpole. So they showed a video about that, and they had those guys go on stage. It was a kind of a raw moment, and that's the level that the Republicans are united. I think that they're.
Yeah, it's like the song says. It's time to pay your dues, right? I mean, we've been enjoying this shit for so long, and it's like, now you're not gonna be able to get the trinkets.
I think that plays well with his base, just like it
Maybe,
played in
maybe not.
1968 during the massive college protests when Nixon.
Yes, they own us. Absolutely, they
cracked down
fucking
on
own
those
us.
who need to restore order on college campuses.
They own land next to every military establishment. There's like 200,000 People's Liberation Army soldiers in this country.
always a part of conventions. And perhaps sometimes
We
it's
are
easier
fucked.
to do that
And the biggest thing is we just envy the shit out of their social credit scoring. Oh God, oh it's so wonderful. Oh wow, that's great. How can we do that?
So much more often when you're the incumbent, right? When you're someone who can point to something that was done that you believe benefits your family. Just what are your reflections on
No
how
one here
families
knows how to
represent
make a
in this
fucking
room and what
sandwich.
the level of attention and
Okay,
attendance is like tonight
they couldn't
for
cook
the
a fucking steak.
Because
Like
these are so,
their life
heart-wrenching.
depended
These
on
are
it,
stories
man.
that are really resonating with the crowd. These are
Couldn't
issues
bake
that
a
people
fucking
cannot
muffin,
really argue
right?
with.
Or
When you hear
a skittle
mother or
cake.
a father talk about the loss of their child,
Right?
These are just inarguable. And if you've looked at the 4 years of the Biden presidency, the things that we've just heard these families talk about and what they represent have been
Man, the Chinese did some nasty shit to the Japanese too.
for an incumbent. And you're right.
Man, if you learn anything about history, you will learn that Chinese. Oh my God, man! They used fucking actual people for bayonet practice.
From something that president or that
Oh,
administration has done. I'm
whoa!
thinking with the DNC, they might
Some
talk
nasty
about how
shit.
they were successful with the infrastructure bill and were able to
Look
create
up,
jobs and bring up small business
Tojo.
owners who can talk on
Tojo.
that. But right now in this room,
Well,
what's really
no,
resonating
Japanese. Was he Japanese? He was
these
Japanese.
stories, and again,
Look
they're
up Tojo,
inarguable,
man.
especially when
Tojo
you
was
think
a
about
psycho.
The withdrawal from Afghanistan. I remember covering that as we were on the air. We also showed photos of the last plane leaving and how even covering something that as a journalist is just very
China has
difficult.
no regard for life. I remember when I was over in China, they had bamboo scaffolding, like 20, 30 stories up, right? They like somebody fall off like every day or two. They don't give a shit. They got so many people, just put some other motherfucking worker on it,
Who has been
back on the
investigating
thing.
withdrawal from
They don't care.
Afghanistan and wondering why haven't they brought that issue up more. But we might hear more about it because if you listen to the response from the crowd when those Gold Star families spoke, I can see ads now that might just target the withdrawal and some of these
Fuck,
testimonies.
man. Time for being careful is all over.
That's really important to keep in mind.
It's gonna, the cards are gonna play the way they're gonna
focus on
play,
Biden
and
helps
it's
paper
not
over
good.
the very real differences among Republicans. Sitting next
China's
to
got their hooks in
Trump
us.
right is Marco Rubio, who
as
pretty
well as
vigorously opposed
other
withdrawing from
terrorist
Afghanistan
organizations.
as Trump and his administration were negotiating with the
We're
Taliban and trying
I mean,
to.
I hate to be all like
and
black
a
pilly
lot of
and shit, but
Republicans, the national security wing of the party, predicted literally exactly what would happen.
they tried to kill him.
And even
Do you get it?
President Biden's top
Listen to
advisors
me.
were telling him
They
this would
tried to
happen.
kill the
Biden was
president of
determined
the
to keep
United
campaign
States.
promise and get out.
Okay?
So,
You think it's going to calm down
there
from
is
here?
this tension.
You think it's going to get
It's a
better
fair
from
hit
here?
on Biden, but
Right?
you really could argue
It's only going to
Trump
ratchet
would've
up
done
now,
the same
man.
thing,
It's only going to
but
ratchet up now.
That's irrelevant right now. But it allows every Republican on all sides of the national security spectrum to just
Yep.
keep the fire trained on Biden, as opposed to exposing how they're not in the same place on America's role in the world and whether the U.S. should have troops. in
Just
places
going to
like
get worse.
South Korea and Afghanistan.
So right now we're seeing a video teeing up a World War II veteran who's going to speak. But there's been controversy about Trump's relationship with military families, Gold Star families in particular, including from one of his own team members who at first did it sort of quietly through sources and then finally put his name to his critique of
The
Donald Trump.
level of
Kelly, who was Trump's Homeland Security Secretary
dispassionate
and his White House Chief of Staff, has said publicly
decision-making
that Trump was disparaging
about your life. They don't give a
veterans,
shit
especially wounded
about
veterans,
us.
that he said he
Ones
didn't
who
like.
have
We're chattel.
wounds that disfigure them,
Merely
have harmed them in a
chattel.
way that's, that Trump didn't find
Think about what
appealing
he
or
said about
acceptable.
the late John McCain.
Right.
Yeah.
And Trump has, of course, denied it. This was, I think, probably the most effective hit that Biden actually was able to make during that disastrous debate for him. And part of this is trying to
Fauci
make
is
up for what they see
probably
as a potential weakness.
like literally the biggest guy out of everybody that's guilty of crimes against humanity. I mean, that guy deserves to like have Nuremberg style trial. Millions of people dead under that fucker's watch. Not to mention the whole 6-foot rule and all that shit he made up of the fucking fly.
Thank you very much. My name is Bill Peckrell. I'm a proud Wisconsinite. I'm a proud husband of 76 years old to my wife, Rosemary. I'm a father of 11 children.
Wow, 11 kids, man.
6 girls, 5 boys.
God damn, that's a family.
Our family across 5 generations and a proud World War II veteran. I'm 98 years old.
Hey. Getting on the muffin.
Some call us the greatest generation. That's an honor, considering America is the greatest nation in the history of the world. I will never forget and witness the horror of the Nazis' war camps. In the Battle of the Bulge, my friends and I fought to stop the Nazis' last major push in the Western Front. A few months later, Hitler was dead.
Damn, that's a big family.
The Nazis were
I was an only
defeated.
child. Both me and Jen, both only children. I have no idea what a brother or sister would be like. No clue.
We gave thanks to Almighty God for delivering
Something I
us
feel like
from
I
evil.
missed, right?
But not many of us came home. I still miss a lot of my friends on that beach. And there were many of us left. There aren't many of us left today. But for us, those who are here
Is this President Joe?
that America is still
Is this
worth
Joe?
fighting for.
Who invited Joe? All right, prop the old guy up. He's a good guy.
It hurts my heart to see what our current president and vice president have done to the country I love so well. They humiliated us in Afghanistan. We pushed around in China. Terrorists run wild in the Middle East. And they let our own southern border
He's
get
fading.
overrun.
Yikes. Thank you, Waz. I appreciate
America, people say, America is an idea. But I believe America is much more than that. America is our home.
that. Yeah, finish strong, buddy. Come on. Finish strong. Come on. You can do this. Yeah, that's right. Give him his moment, man. He deserves it.
You know, when I was fighting in Europe and I came back home, I kissed the ground, thanking God that I'm back home in my country.
I love it. This is gold. This is gold right here.
And where I
I
come
will remember
from,
that. We will. We will remember
when
that.
somebody comes for me, for my home, you dig in your boots in the ground and never look back. That's the attitude that saved the free world. And those years ago. And President Trump, back in Commander-in-Chief, I would go back to re-enlist today.
Nice. Nice line. What a line. I would re-enlist today. Very nice finish. Yes.
And I would storm whatever beach my country needs me to fight again. God bless you. God bless our home. And the United States of America.
Wow, that was really cool. He barely made it through that. It was crazy awesome, man.
Remarks by World War II veteran William Peckrell, really warmly received by the crowd. And
Yeah,
saying there at the
how you
end
gonna
that
shit
if
on it?
Donald Trump was president again.
Go
he'd
ahead, give it a
re-enlist.
try.
And there was
storm whatever beach.
Storm whatever beach. All right, guys, we've got just a couple of minutes here to talk. We are expecting J.D. Vance to speak tonight. He will be introduced.
Yeah, you don't
by
want to
his
say shit
wife,
about the old
Usha,
guy, do you?
And she'll try to
No,
humanize him and
'cause you
introduce him
can't.
to the public. Let's talk about this couple and the position they now find themselves in, Rhonda, as being in the national public spotlight.
Yeah, you know, they met at Yale, and he has said that he would not be anything without her. In fact, he credits the successes he had at Yale to her, saying she kind of navigated the way, showed
80
him
years.
opportunities, and really made him who he is today. So I'm sure
That's
he'll
why there's
say
not
a
too
lot
many
about
of
her,
them
but
left,
we will
right?
first hear about from her. And she, you know, has an impressive career herself. She was a lawyer. She quit the firm, actually, recently.
On Monday.
Right. in preparation for this run, and also said she needed to take care of her family while they do this run. But I think the night also kind of belongs to her, because if they're elected, she would be second lady. She is Indian American, comes from a Hindu family. We have heard from sort of the extremist wing of the Republican Party who have talked about J.D. Vance as a pick and saying that he will be now soft on immigration and saying some kind of racist things about it. So, and I don't know if those things will stop as this campaign keeps going.
Why is everything about race with these people? Oh my God! Stop! Just stop!
Donald Trump Jr. is also speaking shortly.
They always see things through a lens of race.
Of who J.D. Vance is as well, because this is someone he's closely aligned with and wanted to be on the ticket. Let's go to the stage now to see how Donald Trump Jr. is received by this crowd.
Here we go, Donald Trump Jr. I can easily see him being president. Easily.
Good evening, America. Before I begin my remarks, I'm going to do something a little uncharacteristic. A Trump is going to give up the microphone.
Whoa.
Doesn't happen often. You may never see it again. But I got a call on Monday morning from a young lady who said, "Dad, I want to speak at the RNC." I want to speak at the RNC because I want America to know what my grandpa is actually like.
What are we doing here?
So for the first time ever on a stage, first time ever giving a speech,
What are we
I
doing?
want to bring out my eldest daughter and the eldest granddaughter of the President of the United States.
What are we doing here?
Kai Madison Trump.
Oh, what are we doing? This is great. This is good. Humanize him, right? Humanize Donald Trump. Nice.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kai Madison Trump. I am the granddaughter of Donald Trump. I'm speaking today to share the side of my grandpa that people don't often see. To me, he's just a normal grandpa. He gives us candy and soda when our parents aren't looking. He always wants to know how we're doing in school. When I made the high honor roll, he printed it out to show his friends how proud he was of me.
Nice. Good move.
He calls me during the middle of the school day to ask how my golf game is going and tells me all about his. But then I have to remind him that I'm in school.
Yes, you could.
And I'll have to call him back later. When we play golf together, if I'm not on his team, he'll try to get inside of my head. And he's always surprised that I don't let him get to me. But I have to remind him, I'm a Trump too.
I love it. I love it.
Even when he's going through all these court cases, he always asks me how I'm doing. He always encourages me to push myself to be the most successful person I can be. Obviously, he sets the bar pretty high, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll catch him. On Saturday, I was shocked when I heard that he has been shot, and I just wanted to know if he was okay. It was heartbreaking that someone would do that to another person. A lot of people have put my grandpa through hell, and he's still standing.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow.
Grandpa, you are such an inspiration, and I love you.
Ah. Ha ha.
The media makes my grandpa seem like a different person, but I know him for who he is. He's very caring and loving. He truly wants the best for this country, and he will fight every single day to make America great again. Thank you very much.
Yeah, 100 years. Easy. He's going to go down as the greatest president in American history. Okay. Wow, that was powerful. That was really good. I thought it was good. Wow. Beautiful. Firing on all cylinders, boys and girls.
Moments this week for my family. Thank you again, guys. Really appreciate that. That's not easy. That's the first time. I mean, this is what we call a large crowd for a speech, so incredible work, Kai.
No shit.
Back to business.
That she didn't crap herself? Oh, my God. I mean, wow.
Thank you, sir. Tonight we gather here in Milwaukee at one of the most crucial moments in American history. Just days ago, something that once seemed unimaginable became a terrifying reality.
It is a dynasty.
My father
It's an American dynasty, no doubt about it.
As an incredible, patriotic
Yeah, she's a
rally
born natural.
turned into a tragedy. On a field in Butler, Pennsylvania, a brave firefighter died. Others were injured. And as those bullets rained down, we came millimeters away from one of the darkest
really good
moments
genes.
in our nation's history. But we did lose an American hero that day. We wish that he were with us tonight. But his memory will live on forever in the hearts of his family, his community, and the nation that he loved.
Man, these fuckers killed people to keep him out of
So
office.
I would like to take just a moment tonight to express our gratitude for the
I
life
can't do nothing
and
else this
service
week, Jeff.
of
I'm
hero,
glued to
Corey
this shit.
Comparator.
I mean, it's like I can't do anything else. I mean, I got the house a little cleaner, but man, it's just like all I want to do is just like witness this. Just witness it.
They say you can't truly know how you'll respond in a moment of danger until you're actually confronted with it. So what was my father's instinct
Right.
as his life was on the line?
Yes. What was it?
Not to cower.
No.
Not to surrender.
No.
But to show for all the world to see that the next American president has the heart of a lion. That the next American president has the courage to put the American people first once again.
Yes. I love Donald Trump Jr.
And in that moment, my father didn't just show his character. He showed America's character.
He got the better end of the gene pool compared to Eric.
When he stood
I
up
love Eric, but
with blood
I mean,
on
come
his
on.
face and the flag at his back, the world saw a spirit that could never be broken.
Yes. Yes.
And that is the true spirit of America. America knows
Hey,
what
we
it's
hit
like
100
to be
messages
down.
on our second
We know
stream.
what it's like to be confused and to be
That's
afraid.
awesome.
Long before the attempt on my father's life, every American I met was filled with fear and anxiety. They were afraid our country was being torn apart. They were anxious about the massive and chaotic invasion of illegal aliens across our border. They were deeply concerned about partisan lawfare, education,
Amen, brother.
indoctrination, and attacks on freedom of speech.
We shall rise from the ashes.
Most terrifying of all,
We are the
they
phoenix.
saw that our leaders didn't care, or worse, that they joyfully aided
American
and abetted
spirit, you
the
can't
erosion
kill it.
of our rights.
Man, there's no better time.
And the
Wow.
lies Oh, yeah, the lies. We won't ever forget the lies. From left-wing politicians, from their allies in the media. When you hear them in a row, you fully understand the extent they have gone to divide this great nation. They lied about Russia collusion. They lied about Hunter's laptop. They lied about Joe Biden's fitness for office. They lied about the border being secure.
Lied about everything.
They lied about inflation being transitory. They lied about how they would safely withdraw from Afghanistan.
Oh, God.
They lied
Should
about
do him in
Biden
his second
being,
flat.
quote,
Come on, man.
moderate. And they told one nonstop lie
I would do him
after
probably,
another
right?
about my
come
father.
on.
But
pretty
they could
hot.
only run away from reality for so long. All hell has broken loose in America, and it's impossible to hide anymore.
The media landscape is changing so fast that I cannot get my
Build
arms
Back
around
Better?
it. Can't get my mind around it.
Instead, we got broke, bumbling Biden. Nothing is built, nothing is back, and nothing is better. Bridges are collapsing, our credibility is crumbling, and our money is worth less and less every single day. It was just one giant bait and switch, and normal Americans are the ones left holding the bag. Housing costs, gasoline prices, grocery bills just keep going up. Wave after wave of illegal aliens, deadly drugs keep pouring across our border. Meanwhile, pro-crime district attorneys have turned our cities into giant crime zones. They've turned criminals into victims, prosecutors into criminal defense attorneys, and police into public enemies.
Denise, you're a hooah.
Left-wing activists are pretending to be educators, teaching our kids that there are 57 genders, but they can't even define what a woman is. On one hand, they think free speech protects their right to expose your children to explicit drag shows. On the other hand, they want to put you in jail for making a meme. It's like the entire world has been turned upside down. Does any of this sound like a country that's going in the right direction? And honestly, who is actually running the country anyway? It's obviously not Joe Biden.
That's right.
So who are they asking us to elect? Seriously, who's running things? Does anyone really know?
What the hell was that?
Is it Hunter? Barack Obama? Maybe it's the ghost of Corn Pop. Whoever is running the show, the only thing they are effective at is persecuting my father.
That's right.
They twisted, contorted, and corrupted the criminal code to turn bookkeeping errors into felonies.
Isn't this shit delicious?
They concocted
This shit
new
is
legal theories out of thin air.
delicious.
They imposed gag orders on my father because the last thing a defendant should be able to do is defend
No
himself, right?
weapon formed
They punish him
against
for merely
you
speaking the
shall
truth.
prosper.
They say they hate Vladimir
Isn't it
Putin, but
great
it
to
sure
see
seems like they've
the
spent a lot of time
pages of the
copying his
Bible
playbook.
jumping off the page? I mean, it's
In this
crazy.
country, we don't criminalize political differences. We debate them. We vote on them. But we don't make you choose between picking a party or picking a jail cell. There was a time when the Democrats really wanted what was best for America, even if they had a different way of getting there.
Whole
It
armor
was
of
the
God,
party of
man.
Franklin Roosevelt, John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King Jr. You may have disagreed with that party, but at least you could respect
Shall
it.
is a good word.
But this new extreme Democrat Party, They want us to somehow believe that the
One of my
only way
favorite
forward is
biblical
going backwards,
words
where hiring decisions are based solely on
is
race,
forged.
where justice is
I
only
like
for those
the
with the right
word
opinions,
forged.
where streets are a luxury only for the elite, where economic opportunity exists only when you know the right people.
Yeah, that's got
Right
a little
now,
freaky, Denise.
The America we all grew up with, the America that we love, feels like an old photograph where you sit down with your children and tell them what life used to be like.
I'm so glad
look
you guys
back
are
at that
sharing this with me. I
And
really
remember a
am,
country that was confident and proud.
honestly,
An America
so
that
happy
knew
that you're
who it
sharing
was
all of
and
this
what it
history
stood
with
for.
me.
And it can
Love you
all
guys.
feel like a distant memory.
We are a
Somewhere along
family.
the way we stumbled. Somewhere along the way we lost ourselves.
Yes, we did.
But we can't live on nostalgia. Yes, America was great, but our greatest days are yet to come.
Yeah. Yeah, baby. Come on now.
Because no matter how far off that old photo may feel, it's not the end of our story.
No.
We're like that man who stood on that platform and felt the bullet pierce his flesh just days ago in Pennsylvania. He may have moved to the ground, but he stood back up.
Yeah, you want to talk about Joe Biden get backing up after he falls? Okay.
And when he did,
We just
my
shredded
father
that
raised
one,
his
didn't we?
fist into the air. He looked out at the crowd, and what did he say?
Fight, 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 fight. He's a good man to listen to, Denise. He's not going to steer you wrong. Fight, 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 fight.
And we will fight.
Yes, we will.
We will fight. We will fight with our voices. We will fight with
You're a
our
good man,
ideas. And on November 5th, we will fight with our vote.
Yeah. See, Jeff, you just thought you were
I've
some
always
dried
been
up piece
proud
of
of
crap
him,
out in the middle of
but I've
like
never been
middle
prouder
of
of
Florida
my father
somewhere.
than I
You're
was
important.
in that moment.
People love you.
That's when the world found out that there is tough, and then there's Trump tough.
You're not just a withered branch, Jeff.
And the good news is, America is Trump tough.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Virtue, I hate virtue signaling, man. That's not even a thing, that kente cloth thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing.
In 1912, more than a century ago, another legendary Republican president came right here to Milwaukee. At a political rally less than 1 mile from where we stand tonight, Teddy Roosevelt was struck by a would-be assassin's bullet. But he didn't quit either. He finished his speech and he kept fighting. My friends, I don't believe in coincidences, but I do believe in God's plan.
Yes. Yes. Good. Strong, strong line. Strong line. Strong line.
Today, Teddy Roosevelt's man in the arena has a name, and it's Donald J. Trump.
Nice. What a Republican. What a Republican Party. What a unified party.
Remember,
so glorious
my
to
father
see.
didn't have to run
And
for re-election
McCarthy's
this
on the
year.
sidelines going,
He doesn't need the money, the fame, the power. Frankly,
Did you see the list of 5 or 6 people that didn't show up? Oh, George Bush isn't here.
but he knew he had to run if there was any chance
not your party
at saving
anymore.
America.
The Bush dynasty is done.
He's not doing it for himself. He's doing it for everyone here tonight, for everyone watching at home.
I just want that camera on Donald Trump. I can't take my eyes off the guy. I love him so much. You have no idea how much I love Donald Trump, guys. Without making him an idol, I love him.
And my friend J.D. Vance, a kid from Appalachia and a kid from Trump Tower in Manhattan. We grew up worlds apart, yet now we're both fighting side by side to save the country we love. And by the way,
Jeff, the
J.D.
timeline
Vance
feels
is
so
gonna make
weird
one
right now,
hell of a
man,
vice
dude.
president.
I can't. Measuring time is getting hard. I mean, I know the days are there, but it's just weird. Can't explain it.
For those of you who have tuned out politics or have never even voted, I want you to know, if you're looking for a better life, a more prosperous future,
If you say
a
so,
safer,
I believe
more
you.
wholesome and patriotic place to call home,
You haven't steered
there's
me wrong
room
so
for
far.
you in this party and in this movement.
All I know is I want hope, right? We all are starving,
In fact,
starving
you're
for
the
fucking
ones who
hope.
matter most of all. My father has always said that the people he gets along with best are the people who really work for a living.
Because he's a transactional human being.
It's because of his background as a builder in construction, right? In construction, it doesn't matter how smart your architect is if you don't have the best guys laying the bricks. People with grit, people who get their hands dirty. That's a big problem with Washington,
That's
D.C.
what people don't
Most
understand
of the
about Donald
bureaucrats
Trump.
who rule
He
over
loves
us have never
bricklayers.
built anything in their
He loves
lives.
truck drivers.
It's time to build something real, something tangible, something that will last and leave this country better off for our children. That's my father's mission.
It's a pretty visionary speech, dude. Really, I think.
This November,
History
we have
will
a
judge it
choice.
even better than it is now.
It's a choice between one team that wants to build this country up and another
It's exciting,
that wants to
Denise.
tear this
I'm
country down.
so privileged to share it with you. Really.
It's a choice between people who
I'm
are
so glad
proud
y'all
of
came back.
America and people who are ashamed of
I
America.
was so bummed the stream dropped.
And ultimately, it's a choice between America last and America first.
Well, we're going to talk. We're going to talk long time. Me love you long time, Jeff, on TV. We're going to get
So
on
if
and
you
fucking
love
do a
this
show.
country from the bottom
Maybe more
of your
than one.
heart, if
We'll
you
do
want
this.
to bring back common sense, if you want to save the
I mean, you're a
American
fruitcake,
dream,
but that's fine.
if you
I
want
can
to
deal with
stand
that.
up and fight for the future of our nation, you must re-elect my father, Donald J. Trump.
When you try and fuck around with time, every time they try and fuck around with the 7-day week, that has gone terribly wrong. The whole 7-day cycle, muchos importantes, muchos
We will
importantes.
make America
Señor, por
great
favor.
once again. Thank you. Thank you, Wisconsin.
Oh, you're batshit crazy.
Jr. praising
No
his
doubt about
father
it.
and
So
doing
am
a
I,
little
but
bit
you
of a
know.
tee-up for the
whatever.
man he hopes to see to be the next vice president, J.D. Vance.
All right, so that was like the big thing for the night, guys. Right?
Yeah, Don Jr.
That was the
fiery contrast to
pièce de résistance.
he's kind of jokey. It almost sounds like he's
It was the cherry on top.
wasn't the Don Jr. we saw tonight.
So let's make those useless people go away because they're fucking useless, right? I mean, seriously, you don't tune in for those assholes. You tune in to talk to me, and these people are just buttheads. I mean, they are, and you know, they kind of behaved, didn't they? I thought they kind of behaved tonight. They did all right. All right, where the hell am I? There I am. All right. Yeah, they kind of behaved, right? They kind of did okay. You know, didn't spread, too much mis or disinformation tonight. But they do like to twist that shit, right? They just like to, take every opportunity. But, the beautiful parts is there are some times they just got nothing. They got nothing. They have nothing to say. Because it's so beautiful, it's so right, it's so pure, it's so good what's going on, and then they just go, well, man, oh God, I can't shit on that story, this particular person that lost their child to fentanyl or whatever moving story there was, what are they gonna fucking say, right? Nothing, not a goddamn thing, not a zero zip, zilcho, right? Zero. Because you're stupid. You're stupid. You have no platform. You're fucking full of just vile, hateful shit. That's all you are. You're a hate-filled shitbag. Okay? So let's take the fucking gloves off. I mean, seriously, at this point, right? Done. I'm fucking done being nice, man. These are evil shitbags. And you go, well, Tim, that kind of shit, just raises the fucking temperature of the fucking room. Fuck that shit. None of us are going to stop what's going to happen. Get it? Okay? You can fucking say, turn down the temperature all you want. How did that go? How did that fucking go on the left? The left is fucking evil. Okay? The left is going to figure out how to turn the temperature down for a second and a half until it suits them, to which time they're going to turn it back up. Okay? Hello? This is the way it goes. It will never, ever fucking relent. Okay? So as far as a Christian worldview is concerned, stop fucking being nice. It's not goddamn required. And you're not going to go to hell if you say goddamn it. Okay? You're just not. Or if you say fuck or any of those other things, guys. Okay? Wake the hell up. Okay? You go to hell if you don't believe in Jesus. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Okay? My hope is found in nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. Okay? I think that's the way it goes. Barely recall that. You can't, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm still going to heaven. Fuck you. Right? I'm sorry. I just am. And Chris Walsh and I we starting to have discussions about it. But it's like, time is short, people. And, sometimes I use salty language to get a lot of times I use salty language to get my point across. I think people hear it. And don't you fucking dare come at me about how much I love God. I love God more than you could possibly imagine. That's all I want to do is please him. So all I want to do is get up there and hear the words, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear. That's why I do this. For hours on end. Why? I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. I got back on. The stream dropped. I didn't have a conniption about it. I said, all right, fine. I'm not going to be like all pissed off about it. It dropped off. I'm going to start it back up. And people came back, man. And it warmed me down in the cockles, okay? Because when you start to see the fulfillment of God's plan, it's pretty fucking exciting. It is. And And whatever this TruthSlinger project is, I want you to understand you are part of it. You're part of the TruthSlinger project. I mean, I'd really love for you to financially support us and all that type stuff. But again, like, share, subscribe, all that crap. You know what to do, right? But I mean, seriously, you all are the founding members. You're the founding people of the TruthSlinger project. You're my friends. You're my compatriots. You're experiencing history with me, and I'll never forget it. I personally am having the time of my life, and I hope you are too. I really do. I really hope that you find this program entertaining, enlightening, intelligent, witty, smart, thoughtful, all those things. We try and pour all that stuff into the TruthSlinger project. We do this like every day. Sick, we feel good, we feel bad, doesn't matter. Now, we got to get up at 8 a.m., man, because we got a community we're responsible to. And as much as I hate that fucking word community, but I'm not going to let them rob me of my words anymore. Okay? If I want to be gay, I'm going to be gay. You can be gay. That shit's gay. Right? Fuck you. I'm taking my words back. And y'all are important to me. And us. Not just me, us. And we thank you for being here. That is sincere. That is totally sincere. We thank you for laughing at our stupid jokes, our corny shit. This miserable excuse I put together as a television program, right? I thank you for humoring me in my attempt to do this. And I resurrect all sorts of things from my deep past and childhood, so that I can make people that I admired live on through me. And that's a noble thing. And I like doing it. And I enjoy it, and it feels good. And peace, Ron Sweet. I love you. The Ghoul. And I'm about out. I'm about burnt. I think I'm totally toast. And let me just check the chat, see what the hell's going on. Oh, my God. We do have a space now, man. We do have a space. And Waz, thank you for the constant encouragement and encouraging me with my vocal range and continuing to play around with that. Because, it's like I went to go see Jordan Peterson, and God, what a lecture that was. Stop. And he talked about identity, and we're all made of certain things. Let me get back on the camera with that shit. I'm sorry. There we go. There, you see me? I was talking, and I should have been looking at the camera. I wish you would have seen me earlier. But anyway, Jordan Peterson talked about identity, who we are. Because we're all like, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a carpenter, we layer up, I'm a Republican. We layer all these things up in our identity. And the problem is that the left collapses identity down to, I like to put a certain set of genitals in my mouth, okay? And all that other stuff becomes unimportant. But as I thought about all this identity stuff, it's like, I'm a news anchor. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a dog trainer, I'm all that stuff. I'm a, machine operator, I'm a physicist. I'm a mathematician. I'm a master in divinity. I mean, all those things. Okay, but I think that what it comes down to, right, is that this identity that we have, that I have, that I've just started to understand that, it's okay. Like, I'm a comedian, right? And that's an okay label. And I'm an artist, right? I mean, for the longest time, artists were freaky. They lived like in Soho, and, they're weird. But what I've come to realize is that I am every bit as much of an artist in media as, Picasso was, or, I mean, I'm not saying I'm as good as Picasso, right? I mean, and he had some freaky ass shit paintings, but you understand what I'm saying? It's like I gave myself permission to understand that I'm more. I'm more than just these narrow slots that I put myself in. And sometimes, right, like one of the things I am is supposed to be a provider, right? Which is difficult at my age, during circumstances that we're in and the time that we're in. And so, my ego takes a beating a lot as things are going on, which is one of the reasons that we're making the change and we're going to go down to Florida, which is, it's going to take some time. It's difficult, and it's causing a lot of stress on me right now because, I mean, I don't even have a lawnmower, right? And then just everything's growing up around me, right? I mean, I literally have to go out with like a machete and hack some weeds down and shit and knock the weeds down with a front loader, okay? But you know what? I'm telling myself that you don't know how any of this shit is going to go. And the market might be so much that people might be scrambling over this shit. Like, if it's dirty, they're like, move the fuck out, right? I mean, we don't even know. We don't know. So, as in the past, I've had situations that, like, I worried about that were, like, ridiculous in the end to worry about because the way it worked out. I'm trying to console myself with those type things, and tell myself just don't think too much, because right now with all of this stuff that's going on, right, I have a purpose here, right? I've got something to do, and what's confusing about it is this very thing is the thing that can be the thing that I sometimes want to find escape in, to escape my other life, which is the shit I should be doing, right? So I walk a thin line, right? Thank you. I really like the morning show too. I think the morning show is fucking kick-ass, Waz. Denise, we'll see you in the morning. Jordan Peterson rocks, man. I mean, it was a pleasure to meet the guy. And what's amazing about him is that he's just able to just he just can get behind a microphone and he says, we're gonna talk about this today. Whatever the fuck Kermit accent he's got going on. I don't know the good Kermit. But and then he riffed for like a whole hour. He doesn't write them. He doesn't write the lecture. He just goes. And I was at a church when I was preaching in a church, and Tommy, my pastor, told me that you just need to manuscript your sermons for a while. And I'm like, everything in me rose up against that and said, that's just not me. Okay, I mean, I write things and then I write bullet points. And then I like to become so saturated in what I'm preaching about that I like use it like a paddleboard. I mean, I like bounce back and forth like that paddle ball, ping, 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 ping. You know what I'm talking about. And so, but I just remember that day. It was like, no, that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. I'm never going to, because if I do a manuscript, it's going to come off like a fucking manuscript, like I wrote it before. It's going to be devoid of the Holy Spirit. Okay? This whole thing, man, I love nothing more than to preach directly from God. When God is starting to talk and the scripture just starts to flow off of my lips. That's what I live for. That's what I live for. That moment, that being on the edge, man. Why do you think I'm the last guy that goes on TNT radio 20 minutes before, right? Because I'm the one that's got the balls to do it, right? Because why? Because I get off on it, man. I'm like, arr. You know, I love it, man. Defending the faith, you know, love apologetics. It's me. It's who I am. It's what I'm wired to do, man. I'm like a lawyer for Jesus. What? Hang on a second. All right. It's either got to be water or he's got to go out and take a piss. I mean, one of the two. All right, we'll figure it out. So I gave him water. Yeah, you know, I believe in being prepared, right? Being prepared in season and out of season. And but you'll see that, you know, I put in about an hour of preparation on my Sunday morning sermons. I used to put in 5 hours worth of work. I mean, the idea was a 5-to-1 ratio. You need to do 5 hours if you're going to preach for an hour. If you're going to preach for a half an hour, you need to put in at least 3-4 hours, you know. Crazy. And I found it's just, especially in this day and age, we don't have time, guys. We don't. I mean, I would just like to leisurely just waltz through the book of Ephesians, for example. You know, a couple of verses at a time. Are you kidding me? It's going to take 5 years to get through the New Testament. We don't have that much time. I don't think. I mean, so, you know, I'm taking big swaths of like the whole Matthew thing. Are you kidding me? Preach a whole chapter at one time? Ugh. My former bosses, quote unquote, wouldn't be happy, right? Because I'm not really drawing the nuance out of every single, you know. Shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Man, people filled my head with so much legalistic shit, okay? And, I don't even know if any of this is worth anything right now. This is just free, okay? But I mean, just bad teaching, right? Not biblical teaching. And you got to learn. And I'm not shitting on the evangelical church, man. If you got a good one, go to it. Okay, but man, you can understand why I don't fit there. And man, I might try again when I get down to Florida. I might try and go to church. We'll see. But probably not up here. You know. Thought about it a couple of times, then went, this is my pulpit right here. This is it. Okay? My horse is not anchored to any man. Nobody. But Jesus Christ. That I follow him and I follow him hard. And I'm going to flesh that out in front of you all. And this is my community. This is where I stare Jesus back in the face, looking back at me, proverbially speaking. Trust me. You send me a text, you got some correction for me, I will see the eyes of Jesus looking upon me. Trust me. I will understand where the message came from if you come to me in truth, in spirit, right? So, yeah, I will never darken the doors probably of an evangelical church. Hang on, there we go. La 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 la. Can't hear myself. Shit. All right, there. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. That's what she said. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking about planting a church when I get to Florida because the place that we're thinking about moving has like a rec center, and you can schedule the conference room and shit, right? So we all are looking mortality in the face, but yes, I get it. I mean, I had a throat scan a couple of weeks ago. Thought I had throat cancer. Thankfully, I didn't. I thought it would be a really cruel thing, right? If God would give me a broadcasting career and then strike me dead with a lump in my throat. I thought that would be really fucked up. Turns out it's a fucked up thought because it's not true. So I'm happy about that. But, even that, I'll tell you that even the fear of death at times cannot be as persuasive to one as it should be. So, anyway, I'll just leave you with that because I'm pretty much fried and done. It's 5 to 11. It's been fun. I got to get up. We got to do this shit all over again at 8 a.m., right? So, and then yeah, you got to curate something in between, right? Do I have anything curated yet for tomorrow morning? No. Don't worry. We'll figure it out. I'll have jokes and shit. Smart like that. I figured it out fast. Right? So, is it Bayside Church growing big down there? Yeah, I'm open to the move of the Holy Spirit, right? I have no problem becoming a part of a congregation as long as it's under serious good teaching. I mean, look, I'm a good preacher, so it's difficult for me to sit under shitty preaching. I mean, that's just the thing. I mean, I can't. If you can't properly divide the word, you're going to have a tough time keeping my attention, right? So, but that being said, I'm willing to give it a try. I am. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk, Jeff. I'll call you tomorrow, man. I know you're hanging out, and I don't have nothing to do. So I'll call you tomorrow, like kind of after the morning show, right? And we'll just chat about some shit because. The only time I think I ever heard your voice was the first time I ever heard your voice was on the Spaces, right? Wasn't it? And I don't believe we've ever talked on the phone before. Yeah, pretty sure. So Waz, thanks. Denise, thanks. Arby, thanks. Gosh, Jeff, thank you. Is that pretty much Coon? Thank you. I think I got everybody. I mean, I don't have a huge chat. But we enjoyed you. I enjoy you more than you'll ever know. That's a promise, man. That's for real. I mean, that's like for real, right? So anyway, my name is Tim. Hippie chick's done. She's fried. She's gone down. But my name is Tim. I'm your TruthSlinger. I'm tired of slurring my words. I'm out. Oh, shit. Come on. Now, wait a minute. Gotta have a moo. Do it again. Fine.
I'm sorry, Michigan. I had to get...